Welcome, webheads. It's that time again for the most supersonic, hypersonic, and harmonic cybersecurity webcast on the internet. So welcome to Head in the Clouds. So take it away, Jules and Jay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Haste, here with Jason Weber for another episode of Head in the Clouds. With us today, we have Brian Waldrop, a senior engineer with our sister company, Securematics. He's going to talk to us about Ruckus and why it's a top-tier wireless network provider. Brian brings over 10 years of Ruckus experience and currently holds the CWNA as well as the CWDP certification. So Brian, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
So Brian, we've been hearing a lot of discussion around Ruckus networks and how it's disrupting the wireless community. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, Ruckus has a well-established history, founded in 2004. They focus both on the wired and wireless network solutions for access networks, both for enterprise, hospitality, education, a variety of verticals. The portfolio includes both wireless LAN controllers, IoT controllers, of course, access points, stackable switches, CBRS LTE, which is private LTE networks, plus their own cloud management.
You know, we started this and we introduced it talking about Ruckus Wireless, but with acquisitions that have happened recently, and you mentioned the stackable switches, can you tell us a little bit more around the integrations that Ruckus is doing with the acquisition of Brocade and kind of how that's going to fit in with everything that they do currently?
Well, Brocade was actually the first company that purchased Ruckus, and that was back in 2016. As you know, Brocade had a fairly substantial switching portfolio, one of which was their fast iron, which was their access layer, and then some aggregation and data center, style switches. When they phased that in, they started integrating that into their management platforms. At the time, Smart Zone, Cloud, and now even Unleashed. So they have had the ability to integrate that in by adapting their code. Now, as part of those acquisitions, Broadcom actually bought Brocade, kept their data center stuff, again, split out what is now the ICX switches, and sold them and Ruckus to Aris. And then Aris was in turn purchased by CommScope. And CommScope is the current owner, and they are the one that is leading the ability of both growing that and really pushing the integration of the switches and other management platforms.
So when we look at all of the platforms that Ruckus has now, we see we talked a little bit about the Brocades, we talked about the wireless platform. There's a differentiator between kind of a control plane and a management plane. The control plane, the zone director, as it were, can be run virtual, can be run as hardware. Can you tell me a little bit, are they planning on integrating the ICX switch line into that zone director? Or is that something so that they can have kind of that whole access layer under management? Or is that something that's a little bit further down the road?
Well, currently, it is already integrated into the Smart Zone, into Unleashed, which is their quote unquote controllerless platform, and then also Ruckus Cloud. The only platform that will not has not and will not support the ICX switches will be the Zone Director series, which unfortunately will be going into sale towards the end of this year.
I meant Smart Zone and I said Zone Director. I apologize.
That's okay.
No, that's
That's
awesome.
okay.
So with all of these options merging platforms, can you talk about the ease of deployment and the management a little bit more?
Well, there are various complexity layers or levels that I like to look at it at. The easiest being the unleashed. Literally, you can set up a basic unleashed network in 10, 15 minutes. You can even use an app that you can download from either Google Play or the Apple Store and do it off of your phone or your tablet. A step up from there is the Ruckus Cloud, which is basically a very large smart zone in the sky that is managed by Ruckus. And so you are given access to that and you can manage that and build your network there. Again, it has a lot of the same functionality that you would get in an on-prem or a virtualized smart zone, minus a few of the feature set. But by doing that, it makes it easier to manage. Then we finally come to the smart zone, which is the platform which is the most granular, and they can provide a lot of controllability for those organizations that really want to go down and manage every single aspect of it. So from ease of setup to the most advanced and in turn the most complex to set up. Mm-hmm. It's not extremely difficult in comparison to every major enterprise control platform. Matter of fact, I've supported a lot of them, so it is fairly easy to set up. But again, comparatively speaking, it just has a lot more layers to it.
So, like I said, obviously the app was super easy to deploy my network. I think I did it in like 5-10 minutes. It was cakewalk with Unleashed. Bringing it up on my phone and connecting it with that network, again, super easy. I was just on a phone call with you about the smart zone and cloud tools that are out there for a lot of the smaller organizations that want to get into managed service. It looks to me like it's a great avenue. Can you tell me a little bit more around the program that Ruckus has built for enabling those small partners to become managed service providers?
Exactly. They actually offer two platforms. And for those organizations, namely the smaller ones who are really wanting to make that move or their first step into a managed service provider environment, they offer a program through Ruckus Cloud. And basically what it is it allows them to have an interface in which they can manage their individual partners. And in turn, there's an interface on the partner side, which allows that customer to come in and see just their network. It gives them the ease of being able to use a platform which is already set up. It's already been fleshed out as far as issues, things of that nature, so they can come in and there's just not a lot of unknowns. Basically, the licensing is set up so that the reseller will purchase the license and the equipment. Some will purchase it where they purchase all, and they in turn will just charge a monthly fee to their end user. Some will set it up so that the end user will purchase the APs, an ICX switch, and then the licensing. and the partner will just do the management, network setup, of their SSIDs, all of that.
Yeah, I got to be honest. That's probably one of the better, kind of entry level managed program service, like managed service provider programs I've seen. Between that and then the partner being able to offer support and collect more revenue on those sales. It really sounds like Ruckus is going partner first through the channel. It's awesome. Yeah, I would like to take a couple minutes and thank you for spending some time with us. I feel bad. There's so much more to that portfolio that we didn't even get to touch on. I'd love to have you back again to speak to some of those tools and utilities. But as for now, we're out of time. And thank you all for joining us for one more Head in the Clouds. See you next time.